Hi and welcome to Movies Suck. This is not any kind of a surprise to anyone in the entire world. The idea that Wonder Woman 1984 might actually go straight to streaming this Christmas. Why is it not a shock to anybody? Well, the cinemas are virtually all closed. Nearly all of them. In the UK, they are all closed. There might be a few independents that are still open and working hard to try and stay that way, but anyone whose living requires big blockbuster movies to be released, they're shut. None of them are open, at least not in major cities. I think I read somewhere that 70% of the cinemas in America are actually open now. And I wonder what the hell they're actually managing to show at the minute. I mean, all that's out is Tenet? I think that's all. Anyway, let's read the story and I'll comment further upon that. So, Wonder Woman 1984 didn't get moved again for the umpteenth time. I think third time. Like the rest of Warner Brothers' 2020 and 2021 slate. And there is good reason. They have big plans for the film's release, at least according to the most recent rumour. Giant freaking Robot claims the studio will put Wonder Woman 1984 on streaming platforms for a premium because they have no other choice. And I think that's entirely accurate, because as far as I can tell, they're all shut. Certainly the ones in the major cities where you're going to get the majority of people actually going to the cinema. They're all shut. There is no way, if they release Wonder Woman 1984 on Christmas, that there are going to be enough people to make it worth their while. There's just no way, unless cinemas decide to open for maybe a week or something just to show Wonder Woman. Do you think that's likely? The cost of reopening all those cinemas just for that? Probably they'd only break even just for the effort of reopening them all. It really does not seem likely. Whereas Warner Brothers can release this as a streaming movie and make a fair amount of money. They're not going to get their money back, but at least I doubt they'll get their money back. They'll do at least well enough to make it worth their while. I mean, I for one would probably pay to watch it. I'm actually looking forward to Wonder Woman 1984. I am worried about Wonder Woman 1984 because, let's face it, everything out of Hollywood is just woke bullshit these days. Or at least it features enough woke bullshit to really distract you from the movie and have you sitting there going, what, really? Whatever. But I do think that this is a very likely possibility. Before all the cinemas closed, I thought this was going to actually come out. But when they said they're going to delay No Time to Die again, and all the cinemas went, what? You're kidding me. You can't delay it again. And they said, yeah, sorry. And all the cinemas went, well, that's it. We're out. That happened here in town, where I live. One cinema is just shut up shop immediately. That very, very day, the moment they actually said that it's not coming out, they just shut up shop. It was gone. I checked out the other cinema, which is a bigger chain, and they decided they were going to run to the end of the week, so they've got one more day open, and then that's it, they're done. So where is Wonder Woman going to be released? What cinema is it going to be released to? The answer is, obviously, it is going to have to go direct to streaming. And honestly, in this day and age, perhaps that's the best thing to do. What with all this COVID-19 that everyone's so worried about catching, even though obviously it's got a 99.56 survival rate for your normal person. Anyway, let's read a bit more. A source tells GFR Warner it is committed to the current release date, yeah right, and will screen the film at the same time in whatever theatres are open this Christmas, but they want the streaming option as well, and that makes complete sense. If your theatre is going to be open, perhaps they'll let you show it, but it is going to have to come out on streaming as well. That's a foregone question. It has to come out on streaming as well, or it's going to be a complete and utter fail. And people are actually still looking forward to seeing it, myself included. Warner Brothers aspires to be first when it comes to premiering blockbusters digitally, not catching up to everybody else. Well, already going to have to try and catch up to Disney. And by releasing Wonder Woman 1984 on streaming, they will be, says GFR's report. They've been studying Disney's strategy with Mulan, and Warner is gambling the bigger audiences will be homebody viewers whose quickest access is to streaming platforms. Wonder Woman 1984 will be the biggest direct-to-streaming movie ever released, and theatre owners reportedly aren't happy with being planted in such a tough spot. Well, what can they do? If they've insisted they're going to release it at Christmas, all the cinemas are shut, then what is it they're going to do? They have to do something, or they have to delay it until the cinemas are opening again. When are the cinemas going to open again? Next April? They're going insane over the idea that Warner Brothers might stream Wonder Woman 1984 and may threaten or protest the move, though GFR predicts that any threats are going to be empty and toothless. because their industry is effectively dead. And it is. In the UK, completely dead, which is a massive shame because I like going to the cinema to watch movies. I like having a big screen. My dad is a massive cinema aficionado. He would not be happy watching the movies on TV for the first time. And honestly, I'm not either. Even though, these days, everyone has a TV so big it might as well be a home cinema. But it's just nothing like going to the cinema, buying the popcorn and the drink for extortionate rates that cost 3 or 4 times as much as a damn cinema ticket does in the first place. Remember, that's how the cinemas really make their money. But cinema is dead at the minute. It will come back. If we go over here, Director Patty Jenkins, who directed Wonder Woman, she thinks that it will not be a reversible process. She thinks that the shutdown of cinemas is going to be it. She thinks they're going to be dead. Let's read a bit further. Wonder Woman 1984 director Patty Jenkins has warned that shutting down cinemas and keeping audiences away from movie theatres will not be a reversible process. We could lose movie theatre going forever, said Jenkins in an interview with news agency Reuters. The Gal Gadot starring Wonder Woman 1984 has been delayed 3 times. Yeah, that's what I thought. 3 times due to the global pandemic. Most recently, the blockbuster was pushed from its October 2nd debut to December 25th. And that's turned out to be a bit of a mistake, hasn't it? Pushing it back that far has caused the cinemas to all shut down, because that was pushed back, No Time to Die was pushed back, and a film that for some reason I just can't remember was also pushed back. Oh, Dune. I think it was Dune. It's been pushed back, and Dune's been pushed back a whole goddamn year as far as I remember. I mean, bloody hell. How many more reshoots do they have to do to try and fix that? Probably quite a few, actually, now I think about it. Jenkins, whose comments come just days before international multiplex chain Cineworld indefinitely shutters its UK venues and all Regal branches stateside, warned that the tentpole delays and cinema closures could ultimately see more films land on streaming services. It could be the kind of thing that happened to the music industry where you could crumble the entire industry by making it something that can't be profitable, said Jenkins. The director, who assured that a straight-to-VOD play for her film isn't being considered by Warner Brothers, said big action films like the Wonder Woman franchise wouldn't be as prevalent on streaming sites due to their sheer scale, and audiences would ultimately lose out on the big screen experience. Of course they're going to go to streaming. She hasn't heard about it. This story, I believe, is about 8 hours old, but clearly they're thinking about making it streaming, and I think it would be stupid if they didn't put this out to streaming. I mean, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? They're just going to lose huge amounts of money. For instance, with Tenet. How much did Tenet cost to make? According to this, Tenet costs about $200 to $225 million to make. And if they want to make a profit, or to even break even, according to Screen Rant here, they're going to have to make $800 million to break even. And currently, Tenet has made around $300 million. And really, that's just not going to happen, is it? Tenet was a failure. It was a bit of a weird movie as well, but as far as a money-making endeavor, it's a fail. This whole year has been a fail. I'm surprised any of the movie producers wanted to release any films, because there is no way they're going to make money. I'm pretty sure Mulan made no money as well. At the minute, it is a complete and utter failure, and Wonder Woman going to streaming is the only thing that makes sense for that particular franchise. Streaming and whatever movie theaters are actually open. Whether they decide to open movie theatres just for it, I really don't see it, but you never know. In any case, I'm still looking forward to seeing it, and I'm probably going to be watching it at home, along with the rest of you guys, for some extortionate price of $30 or something crazy. Anyway, this is Movie Suck saying, this year is a complete and utter loss as far as movies go. A complete loss. But, on the plus side, Hollywood is getting a bit of its just desserts for putting out all this absolute trash that they just seem to be fixated on. Fixated on woke trash, and they deserve to lose as much money as they do. Signing out, leave a like, share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the flip side.